let's get started on the question of blogging for profit. So the first question I have is from the blogger Tracy Wong. She wants to know, how can we make blogging a sustainable career, or is that even possible? So maybe we start with Grace, since you seem to have a career on that. Yeah.
Is Tracy around? Ah, there you are. Okay, are you considering actually blogging full-time? Do you have a blog already? You do, and you have a full-time job right now? Yeah, so you're thinking of actually stepping into blogging full-time, is that right? Just a thought, okay. For me, like I mentioned, it happened accidentally. So if I were to say, would this be sustainable for everybody? I would say no, because honestly, only a very small percentage of bloggers would succeed when they turn full-time blogging. Actually, a friend of mine was a food blogger. Actually, she still is a food blogger. She wanted to try blogging full-time. So I said, sure, go ahead, give it a go. And she quit her job. She continued blogging. But after some time, she went back and found another full-time job. So I said, what happened? She said, no, nobody wanted to pay for any reviews, so how do I earn money? I'm so busy, I go for so many food tastings, I blog so much, but I don't make any money. So I said, do you ask for any money? And then she said, no, because they always ask for like free, sort of invites to food tasting. Then I said, no, you probably should phrase it a different way, say that you charge for food tastings, and then see how many people would respond. If even, say, 2 or 3 out of 10 of these people are willing to pay, there you have it, you have the money, and you don't have to spend the time and the effort going to all those food tastings and not getting paid at all. So I don't think you should do any sort of blog post for free unless you really, really like that product or service, or maybe if it's a sponsored holiday, like to go diving with the sharks or whatever, then yes, I would do that for free.
Maybe interesting. Maybe Daniel, we may have something to say. You're a food blogger, right?
Okay.
And then I've been reading that food bloggers can earn like $2,000 for a blog post. And
no, that's not me, It could be. I was wondering whether it's you or not. Yeah, but the $2,000 per blog post is not me. We're all speculating who it is. But the truth is, a lot of the F&B business is struggling in Singapore because a lot of small businesses do not have money to pay food bloggers. I mean, why should they pay you $2,000 when they can get so many people for free? So why should they pay you? So food bloggers are a bit tough to get money compared to, say, lifestyle or beauty or even travel. Yeah.
I would like to comment on that, is that I think that bloggers can make money, but it may not necessarily be on their own blog if you do not have a real big followers that you did not buy yourself. Now, I would say that bloggers actually, if you are a professional writer, if you can write well, you surely can make money by providing content on MSN, for example, or on Storm, being a Storm writer, for example, or just because professional writers get paid for articles. You get like 10 cents per word or something like that. I've done that before. And that's where you earn your main income. And I think it puts bloggers in a very bad light when bloggers try too hard. Especially like I have been to places and been to events where people go up and introduce themselves and say, oh, I'm a blogger. And somehow some of these bloggers may actually have full-time jobs, but they don't seem very proud about their profession, but they feel even more proud that they're a blogger. So they actually go around saying, oh, I'm a blogger, and then shove the name card in their faces, and then like, oh, do you want to, if you have new products, you can consider me, or if you have, if you want to sponsor me something. So basically they just go out there and pimp themselves, which I think is perfectly fine if done tastefully, if done, I think, tactfully as well. But I think it is also because of such characteristics out there that actually put the entire blogosphere in a very bad light. And that's why there's also a lot of talk about it, and that's why traditional media also start to see bloggers with disdain. So I think that's my comment.
Pete, maybe you have something to add to that, since I don't think you do a lot of. Do you do any paid blog posts? Or?
Not anymore, Elvin. In the early days, like I said, I used to do quite a bit, and it got to the point where, for the 10 cents a word, it's not going to sustain the lifestyle that most of us want to sustain, right? For me, I think that the biggest payout for blogging is actually this sort of network, getting to meet other bloggers. You know, I could see Mint over here, I can see other people I know over the years. It's been fantastic. So, yeah, for me, it's more of personal gratitude as payment than money itself.
Actually, I think what Christine raised is interesting as to, you know, do you think that, maybe to raise it to the panelists as well, do you think that, you know, because you blog for profit, it also affect the image of the bloggers and as a whole, you know, just because you do paid posts and so on, does that affect how people view you and how you present yourself and your content? Yeah.
I think it's how you do it, you know, because there are bloggers out there who really send emails to every single company out there and says, hey, I'm who, this is how much I charge, and I'm quite sure there are, you know, some bloggers like that. So, but there's more tasteful manner to do it. Just to add on one point, a blogger must know how to sell other things. If you notice, a lot of successful bloggers in Singapore are selling something. They're either selling their service, their writing, their photography, their cakes, their clothes they wear, or something. They're just selling something. So you must know what you want to sell. Yeah.
So what are you selling?
I'm selling my consultancy work. Yeah. I'm not selling cakes, I'm not selling clothes, but who knows, one day I'll sell cakes.
I think you're right, Daniel. I think the important thing is, though, don't sell yourself out, right?
It brings us to the next point, actually, that is raised by another blogger, because you see, for someone who starts from fresh, you know, you just start opening a blog and then you will be thinking, you know, look at some of the other more successful bloggers, they have sponsors, they have, they get invites to events and so on, but how do you get yourself out there if you can't, you know, like what Daniel said, you shouldn't be emailing all the companies and tell, hey, please send me an invite because I'm a blogger. So how do you get yourself out there to get noticed by PR companies and maybe even the brands that matters? How do you get yourself noticed?
I think just to add on to the previous point, you be a blogger, not a beggar. So what you do is you don't email all these companies and beg for products or, I don't know, sponsored holidays or whatnot. But rather you blog first and attract these companies, because then you have bargaining power. Because if they come to you, you can name your price. But if you go to them, they may say, you do this for me for free. So I recently started a new website blog. It's gracetun.com, and that one focuses on like fashion and beauty, which I didn't think would gel very well with the previous blog, which was like interviews and stuff. So then I didn't go around asking for like cosmetics or beauty products to review. What I did was buy them myself with my own money. And I chose those brands which are pretty high profile, like maybe SK2, Clinique. I'm not supposed to name a lot of them, but you get the idea. And what I did was I reviewed these products, and then I had other companies writing to me to either send me products or ask me to review their products. So then I realized, hey, that's the way to go. You don't actually go about asking for stuff, but you get so good at what you're doing that they come and look for you instead. Then you name your price. So that's how you can make money from blogging, not by being a beggar.
I think to support Grace, let me give you an insight from the client side or from the brand side, because I work for an FMCG, and what Grace's strategy, I would say, or tactic is actually very true on the other side of the fence, because we, in today's world, we value consumer advocates. So we actually do listen out. It's almost like Big Brother is watching kind of thing, because it's digital, right? Social, it's internet, and people search for things. So similarly, on the brand side, we do listen to our consumers. We know who is writing about us. We know who is talking about us, who's a fervent fan, who's a real supporter. And increasingly, we are going to real word of mouth, like a real consumer. Although I must say that there are different, how should I say, tactics in engaging. So you have, so in a strategy, for example, you would still engage influencers or bloggers. You would still maybe pay certain bloggers, because these are bloggers which has a huge following, and they may not, you know, they may not be too inclined to write about you because they have so many, like, you know, orders lined up. So these bloggers, you would have to pay them because you still want to get the awareness. But then on the other hand, you also do want to get the real the real advocates of your brand. So you also would engage all these other bloggers who may not be as influential as the $3,000 or $2,000 blogger, but they are still worth engaging as well because they are really, really passionate about your brand naturally. So there is also a value. There is also value in bloggers like that.